it's me, Laura from The Papered Soul. Welcome back to my channel. I am working on a journal using the beautiful haunting kit, digital kit from Calico Collage, and thought I would pop in and record Staying Inspired craft with me videos as I kind of go along and create some elements to make this journal come together. So I've just I'm going to work on a little overlay, but I think I'm going to do a belly band on it. So I was going to overlay it over the page, but I decided that I might just do a little belly band and then overlay it over the belly band and let it hang down. So let's see how that goes. So I've got a couple of pages here, pattern papers that I wanted to work with to decorate this side here. And then I have one of the beautiful pages from Norella's kit that I'm going to be working, and I'm going to be breaking this page down, and I'll be using these, whatever I make out of this, I'll be using it throughout my journal. But so what I'm going to do first is start on my belly band, and I did already edge punch my page. So you know, before you start adhering your elements, you want to make sure that you have the correct page size. I've not gone through and done my edge punching yet for this, and so I went on and did this one so that I would have the right size of page that I'm working with. So what I'm going to do is I've got to decide, do I want to do a flip where I fold this page over, you know, like fold it like this with a belly band, and then I can have a flip up after you know, I may do that, but I was trying to decide, or do I want it attached, where it's just attached here and here, and you know, it's just straight. So I got to kind of figure that out, what I want to do. I actually had thought, I'm gonna sneeze. Ooh. Excuse me. I do not have a petite sneeze. I wish I did, but I don't. So I hope that didn't blow y'all away. So yeah, I think what I will do is double this over, and I kind of like, and so that it'll be a flip up for some extra journaling space. And I'm kind of looking and making sure I'm clearing my fold here, and then clearing this little design over here. So what I'm gonna do is just come in just a little bit like that. And I have my little cutter off to the side. I've moved back into my craft room. And so I'm gonna just step away, or just lean over, I should say, and cut my papers. So, okay, so I've got my width of my page there, and then I'm gonna figure out how thick I want it. Probably about like that. So we'll cut it. Hope everybody's doing okay today. It's Friday, October the 9th. So that'll be fun to use as a scrap somewhere. And then I'm gonna go ahead, so this is gonna flip up, and I'm gonna glue it on the end so it'll be like a little belly band right there, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do my edge punching, because I always like my little edges to look nice. So I guess everybody's ready for the weekend. And it's so funny, I pulled up my calendar today on my phone, and I kept trying to find where we were. And I was looking in the middle of the calendar, you know, where you have all 12 calendars set out, and you look for your little red dot to see what day you're on. And I was looking in the middle and up here, and then I was like, oh my gosh, we're way down here in October. That is just crazy. So let me do a little ink in here, and I'm going to use my black distress ink just to knock off some of the white. yesterday I worked on some colorful leaves, and I'll show you that in just a second in case you haven't had a chance to take a look at that fun video. And I was creating a layout for that. Show you what I did. So this was my layout here, and if you kind of, I'll pull up so you can kind of see, I did a little bit of the eyelash trim here. Okay, so it's real subtle, but it's right up in there. So anyway, this was a lot of fun to do, so check that video out if you haven't had a chance. And let's see, find my spot again where we were working. Here, okay. So here we are, and I make sure my words are going in the right direction. And so I'm going to go ahead and glue this in. Let's see. I've gotten to where I leave my glue kind of on its side, so that and then I just find my middle of my page here where I want it. Yeah, and that way when I pick it up, it doesn't have all from the bottom of the bottle to travel to get to the tip, because that bottle is getting a little low. So I'm just making sure that's down good. So what I'm doing is I'm making a little overlay that's going to slide through this pocket, and then I'll have a little tag up here that also goes through there, but it'll slide and kind of hang. That's what I'm wanting to do. So I got some of this pretty paper here, and so now that I have my belly band in, I'm going to know how much space, how wide to make this on my little overlay booklet. So I'm going to come in probably about 1/4 of an inch on each side, just to make sure it clears the glue line, hopefully. And then it'll need to be about, if I had it hanging down here, then it'll need to fold about right here. And that way it'll take up most of this area down here. So let me just kind of put a little, get it about right here, and that'll, just a little dot there. So let me cut this. Actually, that's where I need, let me show you what I'm doing, because I almost messed up. I put the line there, so what I'm going to do is I'm folding this over because I want it doubled over. I almost messed up. Actually, going to be like that. So I actually can just cut this like that, and then come and cut that. And I'm just going to trim it to make sure it's even. That's all I'm doing. And then that gave me another little piece. That was the offcut from that. So there may be something I can do. I can make tags out of this, cut it in half. I can make a booklet out of it and decorate it. So just all kinds of things that you can do. So this is the piece that I have that I'm going to work with. Okay, and so I know the glue is probably not dry. Let me make sure this is thin enough. It might not be thin enough. I might have to cut a little more off that edge. Always good to test it. Let's see if that works. That should work. There we go, that fits. Okay, so I'm gonna let that continue to dry. Now I have my little piece that I'm going to work with. And as you can see, once I get it decorated, I will tuck it into this pocket, and it will give a little bit, it'll hold this down hopefully, because I'm going to have some weight on it. And then, you know, it's another area to journal on, and then of course you can journal on that too. And then I'm going to you can still stick some other things down in there. So that's what we're doing. And let's do, I put my punch up. Let me get my punch again, and we'll put the same pretty little punch on the ends of these. Alrighty, and so what I'm going to do is I wanted to use this pretty piece of paper to cut it up, make some elements out of it. I'm going to make some journal cards because that's perfect for that. So the biggest thing I'm going to do is cut around this little area. So let me just go ahead and trim this out. I'll just cut it on camera. I'm just going to get the white off here. Could use my cutter, but I'm having to bend over or lean over in my chair to cut. I don't have enough room in here at this table for my trimmer to be on top, so I'm just having to make it work. Today is very much a fall looking day out there. I think it's still kind of warm though, but the leaves, like I told you yesterday, are starting to change, and when the leaves first start changing in the spring, you know, it looks like a Monet painting. It always makes me think of a Monet painting because everything is so delicate and soft. Those soft little spring greens and everything like that. Okay, and so what I want to do, I'm going to use, I think I'm going to, since this is the purple, I'm going to put, I wanted to kind of put this here. So it's just going to be that little flower section there. And I'm going to make a little tuck spot with it for a little card to sit in. So what I'm going to do is trim this out, just a vertical line there. Let me do that. I mean, like I'm right here, so I haven't left you, I'm not going anywhere. So, again, I gotta decide, okay, so I cut that out so I can work with that. And then, like I say, I can make, I'll figure out what tag I want to make in a little bit. Well, let's see. Maybe I can do it now. So how much of a tag I'm going to need? I might, that might be cute there. Kind of like, yeah, maybe down to there. And then the width of it, I'm gonna speculate. I would probably put about right here, and then down there. Okay, let me cut that up. That's my tag. Cut the rest of my page because I don't know what I want to use it for yet, so see, I was trying to be really careful because I want to be careful how I want to cut this up. These are great lines. This is wonderful lined paper in the kit. Beautiful haunting. And so this might be a cute little tag in here. I might have to trim it out just a little bit, but we'll see. And then let me see if I want to do any what kind of embellishments I might have. I have a little kitty cat. Or a cute little kitty cat stamp that might be cute there. Or, like I say, I may be able to do something cute with some of these elements from her kit. So let's see what I have. I hadn't finished cutting them all up. Ooh. Ooh. Little spider's cute. Well, I probably should have thought this out, like how I wanted to decorate this a little bit better than I have, but like how I want to maybe decorate my. So anyway, we'll work on the tag in a little bit. We'll get to play with that in a little bit. Okay, so, because there's all kinds of things you can do with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get me a piece of paper and coffee dye paper, and I'm going to, the part that I'm going to use is this, obviously, and I don't even think, I'm going to cut it out, and it's probably going to stop before I get to my little moth there. And so what I'm going to do, I always try to think of things that I can keep for something else, you know. That is really cute. I'm gonna think of how I want to cut that. Let's see if that has to stop a little bit like that. Okay, so probably, let me just cut. It's nice this has lines, so I'm just gonna cut that little line right there. And then I'm going to cut, let's see where this fits. Right there. And then I'll trim that out. And that way I'm saving little bits and pieces. This would be an adorable tag. And even that would be cute as a tuck. So we'll see what that looks like in just a bit. And then let me get this over here so I don't lose it. And then what I wanted to do is kind of cut around this. So, but before I do that, I'm going to glue it. And I'm going to glue it on some paper because, you know, I might use some thicker paper because I want that to be a nice little decorative tuck. That's what we're going for. So I'm going to glue it and then we'll cut around it to let it dry just a little bit. Probably didn't need to cover all of it because I'm cutting some of that out away from it. Okay, so let's let that dry so that I'll be able to cut it or cut around it. Okay. And then that will give me, let's think about these tags again. So, I'm trying to think what would decorate that nicely. These cute little elements that she has, I think these are some horoscope signs, and it says 13 and 31. Excuse me. And this is cute there, but I'm already gonna have a lot of color on it, so this might be cute using the this little label for the moons. Let's see, the phases of the moon. So we could do something with that, and then pumpkins are a little bit big for that. So what I could do is find, oh, how cute is that? This little kitty is cute too. They're both cute. Ooh. Okay, let me just do some cutting and we'll play with it. We'll play with these images and see what we like. Let's see here. So what I was thinking about doing was putting the moon label at this, you know, just kind of decorate this tag up a little bit with some of her elements, and I could either tuck that little picture there with that kitty cat in it. Probably, I mean, this would be cute too on this tag, but there's, like I say, this element over here is going to be over this, okay? So it's going to be kind of here as a tuck. This will be tucking into it, so maybe what I need to do is just kind of keep that simple like that. Because if I put that there, that's going to be a lot of competing color, but we'll play with it. We'll play with it and see. So since I think I'm definitely going to use this, let's cut this little label up, and I'm not going to trim it exactly because I'm going to glue it and then cut it out, because I always like everything to be sturdy and thicker so that you can, you know, nothing's going to tear. So let me do that. And I believe Norella's having some really good sales right now. So she's got some really pretty kits, and she's got some really good sales going on because I think she's got a 12-year anniversary going on, which is really neat. And so I'm trying to decide. I think I'll just put regular paper on this too, on the back. Okay, so let me I am going to ink this. Okay, and I'll ink the other part in a little bit. So let me get these glued on also. I just like them to be a little bit thick, just not just teeny thin pieces of paper. I like it to be a little bit thick, all my elements, so that they have a little bit of sturdiness, like I say. Put my little kitty there, and my moon phases. This is a moon phase label in the kit, which is so cute. I need to pop that on its side so it doesn't, and then that. Get that in there. Cute, cute, cute. And let me go ahead, since I think I've probably about got that the right size, I'm going to ink that as well and have that be gluing or be drying with the glue. Get the glue on. The back of that tag on, so that it's nice and sturdy. Okay. That. was still looking at it, trying to think. I had another idea that would be cute for that also, but that's just the thing. I mean, there are so many things you can do. So many things that is just, you know, it's limitless. I was thinking like you could put like this right here and use that as a little tuck and put some little journal spot right in there. That would be cute. But for this particular element, I think there'll be a lot going on with this design here, so make sure these are dry. That dry. I love that, and they're cute. She's got some really it really is a beautiful Halloween kit, and so beautiful haunting, that suits it. I'm going to cut around these real quick, cut these out while I'm still letting that dry. Just giving it some time. Okay, let's do this one. I'm concentrating today. I'm not as chatty. Alrighty, and now I'm going to ink that as well. Ink this one as well. That's a cute little label. Like I say, it's got the phases of the moon on it, so I thought that's very appropriate. And that one's been done. Now, if you want to, you can sew around this little kitty. Not sure what I'm going to do yet. Let me go in and ink it since I have put him on some paper. But yeah, I may want to sew around him, or it could be that he's, you know, tiny enough I don't have to. I could maybe put some sort of trim on here. We'll figure something out perhaps. I hope this is dry enough. This one's still gonna dry. This one may be ready to go. So let's give it a whirl. Alrighty, so like we say, if I kind of come all the way, start up here, or even down here is low enough, show you. So I'm going to have that kind of like that, and I'm going to come around and just kind of cut around the outer part of that. That's cute. Yeah, so I'm really just going to follow I'm going to cut this flush with this edge and this, and then I'm just going to do some fussy cutting around here. Just like this. So I'm going to come in a little. I'm not going to overkill the fussy cutting too much. Just kind of get it close. Get it close. Okay, so we will ink that, and I want to see how it fits. Fits perfectly. That fits perfectly. So let's ink that. And so now I have, it's a little bit thicker. I wonder if I need to just trim out this just a little bit. Just a little. And that. I may actually kind of cut around this leaf a little bit and then kind of come up like that. All right, so now let's do our inking. Ooh, the back of my pages. That's okay. Could put some lines on the back of that one anyway. So I'm just inking the edges. The back of it. Okay, nice. And now we are ready to glue this onto our little journal paper here. So I'm just going to actually run a bead, maybe starting at that leaf down here and then down at the bottom, so it's forming a pocket in my okay. Let's see here. Just a little bead. Right there. And do it just like that, right to the edge. Okay. Gonna let that dry. Let's cut this out. Do a rough cut and get that big piece of paper out of the way. So since I'm so quiet today, y'all might have to tell me, do you like me do you like my videos better when I'm quieter or when I'm more chatty? I try not to overdo it either way. I try to stay focused somewhat. Because it always does take longer to do something than you think it would. I mean, this is like a simple little project, but when you're showing someone else how to do it, or showing them what you're doing and your thought process, and you know, it's a little more, takes a little more time. So I know what I'll do, go on and ink it up again after I've added some paper to it. And I got that, it sat in my ink over here, so you know I can always fix that by adding some lines, which is probably what I will do, and just add some lines. And you can also kind of dab a little white paint on it, and that will take that off if you ever scuff it up a little bit, you know, so you can fix that. But anyway, I will end up doing, see how this works. Oh yeah, now it is going to be a little bit too long, so I'm going to cut a little of that off because my glue line took a little space, so I'm going to cut a little off. I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but you can use that for a collage tag. Try not to waste anything. Oh my goodness. Use it all up. Okay, let's see if I have like a little line stamp that I could go ahead and just fix it with you on the camera here. Just going to fix that because it's bothering me. So stand up for it so I don't mess it up. So stand up. Get my roller chair out of the way. That. I'm just eyeballing it, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And if some lines are a little thinner, that's okay too. It just does not bother me. See, that's kind of cute. And that kind of takes care. And if I want to, and I'll show you what I do, if I mess up like that, where I have a smudge, I always keep some gesso, white gesso, on my table for this. One of the reasons I do is for this. So if it's a little too smudgy, then I can come in and dab a little white paint on that little area, and I just kind of blend, dab, 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 tap, 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 and blend it a little bit. And sometimes what I have to do is let it dry and then add more until I can kind of make sure my little black smudge is gone. So see, this is what I do when things happen. This is the things I do to kind of fix stuff. And then once that dries, I've still got a little bit here I want to do. And then once it dries, like I say, I'll keep kind of coming in and adding some white to make sure it's totally covered up. So let me do a little bit more. I didn't plan on doing this, but now you can see how I fix some things. And with your coffee dye papers, this really works, believe it or not, because you know you've got some splotchy, you know, gradations where the coffee took a little bit more, and then other areas where it's not as much coffee on it. So it really works to do this. But like I say, sometimes it just takes me a little bit of time to actually get that ink covered up. And then after that's dry, you can come in with your vintage photo if you want, if you feel like that white is distracting or too much. Once it's dry, I think I just took some off. But anyway, once it's dry, you can take some of that and you can just swirl some of that on it, and it actually really does mask any kind of little mistakes like that. So I thought I would show you that. Okay, so now let's see how this might fit in. I want to get wet paint on it. Let's see. I don't want to get wet paint right there. Okay. Yeah, kind of like that. And I like the fact that it's kind of, I mean, I could probably sit it up a little bit straighter like that if you want to, or I like the way it kind of is angled just a little bit no matter what way I put it in. You can do it straight or have it kind of at an angle. That makes it interesting too. And so now let's decorate our little tag. Now, I could do, I think I am going to do it the way I had it. Use this little guy as like a little tuck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on him on the sides. Let's see if he'll fit then. Yeah, I'm going to put glue on the sides and on the bottom and make that little pocket for that little kitty cat. And I'm going to use this glue only because my tip is a little bit thinner there. Now I have some of that glitter glue, but I gotta unclog it. It's clogged for somehow, and I gotta unclog that. So I hadn't had a chance to do that. And this particular element's, I don't think it's even, so it doesn't matter upside down, right side up. It's the same. So make a little pocket. More there on it than I wanted. That, okay. So I'm just gonna put him, this little pocket kind of up a little and flush to the side and let that dry. And then my little kitty will fit down in there. How cute is that, y'all? So like you see what I'm doing is just taking, one of her pages, made a tag out of it, made a little tuck area out of it. And then, you can journal on this. You could turn this into a booklet if you wanted to and add more pages. You've got a journal tag on the back there. You could even write something on your little kitty. So I'm gonna let that dry just a teensy bit more. Let's see what this is gonna look like. I like it catty corner. Catty corner. I am one of those people that is a little bit corny. So there you have it. Isn't that cute? And so if you're putting that into your journal, I'm separating it and hanging that kind of like that. So it's hanging over that belly band, and then you're getting some extra pretty color on your page. And then the other thing that I'm doing, or will probably do, is I could put another journal tag, make another one out of here and put that in here. And if I want to decorate it up, I will. So there's still more I want to do to this page. My goal of this little series that I have with the Beautiful Haunting kit from Calico Collage is really not much. It's not supposed to be like my other one where I was just showing you everything I did on my journal, just about, I did everything on camera. But I just wanted to show you a cute little element that you could create out of the papers, and you could do this with any digital papers. It's fun to do by cutting them up, deconstructing them is what I call it. Deconstruct the pages in the kits and then create and embellish and decorate from there. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be seeing you next time in the next one. Make sure that you check out the other one I did for my leaves. Check that video out if you get a chance. Hope you'll like and subscribe if you have not already. And hope you're having a nice weekend. It's Friday, it's getting ready to start, so enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.